What's good? I got an absolute banger hypothetical for y'all today. Alright, I want you to imagine you just went to sleep. You have your alarm set for 6 o'clock. Your alarm goes off. You wake up, you check your phone, and there's an announcement. The announcement reads, no more war. All wars just over. Every single war, just all war. All the wars gone. Just all the wars gone. Just all of it. Imagine this world where every nation put aside their biases. Not because they were forced to, but because they all united on one simple idea: the progression of humanity. For almost all of human history, we lived in separate groups. Those groups became tribes, those tribes became kingdoms, and those kingdoms became countries. While we've made incredible progress, we've mostly only made that progression because of forced competition. But what if that competition ended? If you think about it, Earth is just basically a big spaceship. Imagine passengers on a spaceship arguing over which room belongs to who while the ship hurtles through space. Sounds dumb, don't it? The first thing we notice in a world without war is where our resources go. Every year, different countries spend trillions of dollars preparing for wars that may never even happen. Imagine if even a tiny fraction of that money was routed into medicine, clean energy, climate change, or for the pursuit of a better quality of life. In a world without wars, scientists wouldn't have to race each other for discoveries. They could share their findings on a global scale, which would help stop pandemics from ever even happening. Progress that might have taken decades could happen in just a few short years. The climate crisis isn't an issue that stops at a border. Neither is world hunger or space exploration. These are the problems humanity as a whole faces, not just Americans, the Chinese, or the Europeans. If every nation cooperated, humanity could finally think beyond the planning of the next war or the results of the upcoming election, and focus on planning for the next decade or millennia of progress. Imagine massive clean energy projects like fusion power. Fusion power was titled the holy grail of clean energy, but it's incredibly difficult to solve because no single breakthrough helps advance it enough forward. But with the world's brightest physicists sharing all their discoveries with each other on a global scale, the pace of progression could go from the next 200 years to the next 20. Besides fusion power, there's projects like permanent bases on the moon, built by engineers from every continent, or a massive system that helps stop storms or hurricanes before they ever even happen. And if all that sounds impossible, it's because it probably is. The biggest thing holding us back isn't the technology of our time. It's ourselves. As humans, we naturally divide ourselves into groups. We divide ourselves between each other because it was a need for survival when we were developing as an early civilization. Countries don't just fight because they dislike each other. They disagree because they have different histories, cultures, beliefs, and goals. Working together doesn't mean everyone's going to agree with each other. It means learning to disagree without destroying each other. Humans have a talent for turning everything into a competition. If world peace was achieved, we'd probably come up with a world peace leaderboard for whoever's the most chill. Come on, we probably would. You know what? Sometimes I wonder what aliens would think about us. Imagine they spend thousands, maybe millions of years learning to work together. They cross the stars, master their planet, solve problems we can't even imagine, and then they arrive at Earth. They'd see a species that's intelligent enough to split the atom, map its own genome, and land robots on other planets. But then they'd also see us drawing invisible lines on the ground and arguing over them, and fighting over land that none of us will own forever. The aliens might not understand it at all, or maybe they understand it perfectly. Maybe in this universe, every intelligent civilization goes through this stage, a stage where they're smart enough to build incredible technology, but not yet wise enough to stop using it against each other. Maybe the greatest test of an intelligent species isn't whether it can build faster rockets or smarter computers. Maybe it's whether or not it can stop seeing itself as separate long enough to have a future in the universe. Because if humanity ever reaches its greatest potential, it probably won't happen because a specific country won. It'll happen because for the first time in history, we all decided the future was worth something building together. So I'm not asking if we could achieve these things. I'm asking if we could overcome ourselves to overcome the universe. Alrighty guys, that was a fire hypothetical for today. I'm finna be coming up with some more crazy ones. You know, like the video, subscribe up, and I'ma see y'all. Peace.
Round me like a SIT, but a friend round me like a Ray.